Hi, I'm Kristen, Curious Trauma Therapist. I help trauma therapists who've lost their spark reconnect with the work that they love through reducing burnout and supporting them through better business practices. Because I believe trauma therapists can change the world and are changing the world, and you don't need to burn out doing it. So today I'm really excited because I'm starting a series, and that series is going to be about my process for creating a program. Because I've been doing a ton of business trainings and things like that. And one of the things that I keep seeing is I keep seeing like people with this, oh, here's my program, here's my program. But I really don't see a lot of how did you get put your program together. And so I'm in the process of putting together a program called Transform Your Trauma Therapy Practice. And I thought it would be really great to do a series, like an episodic series here on YouTube, to walk you through what I'm going through, how I'm putting it together, and the frustrations and everything that comes along with that. I wanted to do it in an episodic series so that you can follow along. And if you're interested, if maybe you're interested in learning more about the program, maybe you're interested in putting your own series together or your own program together, any of that. I didn't really want to script this. I've just got notes with me so that I don't forget something. But I didn't want a real scripted kind of interaction here on YouTube. I wanted to be authentic about what I'm struggling with or what I'm doing or how I'm putting the program together. I just want to first start off about the background of the program, or my background in general is I have a business background. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in working with clients who have complex trauma and dissociation. And I also provide consultation to other clinicians working with clients in the population. And I provide some education and have over the last kind of 5 years done some webinars. So I decided about 2 years ago that I wanted to recreate my business. The one-on-one weekly therapy was getting a little bit harder for me from a trauma therapy perspective. And I wanted something to improve outcomes for my clients. And I started hearing about people doing intensive therapy. I'm EMDR trained. So I just decided, why don't I start looking at adding EMDR intensives to my business? So I started to do that, change my business model a bit. I updated my website, changed things around, really started playing with all the things that come with changing your business model to go from like a weekly to an intensive. And I actually do and have done is a hybrid model. So which is sometimes I have intensives and I also see weekly clients. So one of my colleagues and good friends, I was sharing with her that I was doing this, trying to change my business model. And she was interested in learning more as well. So we decided to meet weekly. Starting at the beginning of this year, we started meeting weekly to talk about her business model, how to start marketing things differently, how to look at, if you want to offer something different like an intensive, how to do that. We started looking at all of that together. And as we started doing that, she started encouraging me to put together a program around business for trauma therapists, because she was getting a lot out of our monthly sessions, and she didn't have a big business background, but it was really helpful for us to keep, moving forward and helping her with the business. So she encouraged me, and I thought, wow, maybe this is a good fit for me because I have the background in business. I've been in business my whole life. Pretty much my parents had a small business, so I was working before, around age 13, I started helping my mom with the bookkeeping. And so I have a lot of experience in business. And I think that dovetails nicely with my experience as a trauma therapist and really helping trauma therapists with their business. But the one thing I found that trauma therapists really struggled with was burnout. And I'm seeing that with colleagues, people I teach, that it's really, really hard to create a sustainable trauma therapy practice because the work is difficult. It's challenging. It is highly relational, and our clients have experienced relational trauma, which means the healing or the work that's done in the therapeutic relationship is inherently triggering. And it creates all these other kind of internal battles that come around the business, like cancellation policies and these things like that, of where we're trying to support our clients, but, we're trying to support our business as well. So that led to kind of the birth of this program. And the program is Transform Your Trauma Therapy Practice. And what I did is I've done a number of business trainings, and one business training in particular that I really have enjoyed is Business by Design, or BBD. It's from James Wedmore. He offers it once a year. And I've gotten a lot of information from that training. But the key thing that he leads with is his program is called Monetize Before You Make It. But really it means don't create a whole big program and then try to sell it, because you don't really know if anybody wants your big program. Maybe it's just a program you want to develop. And that made a lot of sense to me. And I have a pretty small email list of people who have worked with me, whether consultation, have taken trainings with me. It's not very large, but what I decided to do was I created the sales page and I said, all right, this is kind of what I'm thinking. It's an 8-week coaching program. It's going to be about how to transform your trauma therapy practice. And I will just launch this and say, hey, this is a beta program. So it's my first time running it. I am going to offer it at really discounted price. I have 15 slots, and I would really love for somebody who's been working with me in the past, who knows me. If you're looking at transforming your trauma therapy practice, I'd love to have you join me. So I put that out there, and luckily 15 people signed up. People were really excited. These are all people who knew me and who've known my work. And so it wasn't really a hard launch to strangers, honestly. It was really a soft launch to people who know my work and know the way I work with them. And so the program went really well. I think people enjoyed it. It was a great community. We learned a lot together. I put a lot of the videos and pieces in place, but there were a lot of gaps as I went through it, because it was a lot to try to put together a whole program over the 8 weeks, every week, creating video after video. But it really sparked my intention around the program of helping trauma therapists. So that is kind of how the program was born. So over the summer, I ran the program. It went really well. My intent was to launch it again in October and run it again and keep adding to it. But some personal circumstances happened for me, and it was just not a good time for me to devote that much energy to a coaching part of the program. But what I decided to do is during this time is I'm going to be focusing on the digital content of the program. Because once I ran it, the first 8-week session, I really started to get an idea of like, oh, okay, it all started to come together. My goal right now is that I'm getting this program together. I'm getting a lot of digital content like videos and things like that. I'm getting all of that together, and I'm going to launch it again at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, but with all the digital content really complete and ready to go. And then what I'm launching and what I'll be working on is in the 8-week program is going to be more heavily on coaching and coaching people and kind of helping them to transition their trauma therapy practice. So that's really kind of the background of it. And what I want to do with this series is each week I want to post a video that tells you kind of where I am in the process, what tools I'm using, because I am using a lot of tools. I'm trying to develop a lot of things with AI, things that will be very helpful in processes, because one of the things I'm really working towards is trauma therapists don't have a ton of time to spend on their business because their time is spent in one-on-one sessions with clients. So I want to try to do something where what I'm putting out there is going to be efficient and effective for therapists, for you to be able to implement something and get it out there and, be able to shift your practice in a way that's meaningful. So I don't want people to be spending a ton of time on watching 30-minute videos, because I find we just don't have time for that. So I'm really trying to incorporate AI. So I'll talk about that as I go through these episodes. So like I said, each week I'll come back to telling you where I am in the process, hitting up against any of the issues that I'm hitting up against, and talking to you a little bit about the program as I'm developing it. And plus the other thing that's coming up a ton is mindset issues that I'm having, that I'm struggling with, that I know other people are probably struggling with too. So you will also see me hit up against my mindset issues, because I'm not gonna pretend that this is easy. So what I want to talk about now is, and this is the last part. So I want to talk about where I am right now, just to give you a framework of where the program process is. So I have been working on developing the course content modules. I'm calling it the foundation level because it's really 6 foundational modules, and they're going to talk about business. It's going to talk about setting rates. It's going to talk about policies, that sort of thing. And I think in the next video, I'll talk a little bit about exactly what those modules are and how I came about, deciding which is which. But I've been using Claude, and I pay for the pro subscription, which is $20 a month. And I am utilizing a project folder in there that has got everything related to the development of this program. So if that's of interest to people, like, post down below in the comments. I'm happy to walk through my Claude project and how I'm doing this and how I utilize Claude, but it's a real game changer when it comes to trying to put together content. I think you just need to know how to use it, because if you're just wanting Claude to do it for you, I think you're just going to get a ton of slop, personal opinion. I utilize it in a way that I'm bringing my ideas to it, and then it's like, please tell me that if this flows or doesn't. I've asked Claude to be an editor, edit the script for clarity and for conciseness and for flow and things like that, and it's really, really helpful. So, I've got the table of contents is basically done, so I know pretty much where I'm going, although it's shifting as I write the scripts. I am writing the script, so I'm not videoing yet. I'm writing all the scripts out because I feel like if I write, it's giving me the flow of where I want to go, and sometimes I'm going back and tweaking something. If I've gotten to this point, I'm like, okay, I'm here, got to go back. So right now, so it's the 6 modules. I have about 5 or 6 lessons per module, and those are the video scripts that I'm developing now. But here's the things. So I'll be honest about the stuff I'm struggling with. It's just so much time. Like, writing these video scripts and really getting my ideas and my thoughts out is a ton of time. And as if you're a trauma therapist or any kind of therapist or anybody who exchanges dollars for hours as your primary income, if you aren't working, you aren't getting paid. So there's a huge investment in this, and it's a financial risk. And I'll be honest with you, I'm totally struggling with that. Because what if nobody signs up? What if it was a fluke, the first 15 people? What if nobody wants it? And I'm really taking a risk because I'm not taking on any new clients at this time, because I'm trying to invest my time in this. And it's tight and it's hard, and I'm just being honest about it. So that's really where I am right now. So basically, that's my mindset right now, which is this worth all my time and energy that I'm putting into this or not? Stay tuned. Next time, I want to talk a little bit more about the modules, where I am in the process, because I'm finished the first 2. I'm working on the third one. And this one is where I'm going to try to put some more AI tools in there, so I can talk a little bit about what I'm doing in that module and what I've already done. If you stayed till the end, if you are interested in joining me on this journey, I really appreciate it. I am going to try my best to be honest about the program development and how it's working, and maybe it'll help you if you're struggling to develop a program as well. If you'd like to support me even more, the best way to do that is to hit like and then subscribe below. So subscribe to my channel, get notifications on when I post the next video in the series, and that would be super helpful, and I would really appreciate it. The program that I'm developing, the Transform Your Trauma Therapy Practice, there is a wait list. I'll put that in the description below. If you're interested, if you're a trauma therapist who's interested in learning more about burnout and how to change your business in order to support yourself in a way that feels healthier and more aligned with who you are, just click on the link below. You can get right onto the wait list for the program. My plan is to launch end of the year. And then let me know in the comments if there's anything that you're interested in hearing more about, anything about what I'm doing or how I'm organizing things, because I've got a lot I could talk about I do Notion for my organizing of the coursework. I'm doing a lot of AI integrations through Claude. I'm working with Lovable. I'm working with Gamma. So I keep trying to introduce myself to new AI tools. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm happy to do a little bit more conversation around that as well. So anyway, thanks for staying to the end, and thanks for watching episode 1. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.